Welcome everybody to Sexual Health and Wellness Tips with Vicky.
And Amber.
Hey, thanks again for joining us. So today we're going to just hit some Q&A. We're going to hit a few questions that we've been receiving. They're really good questions. Thank you so much for sharing them with us because I think that they're really important. There is no dumb question, so make sure that you're always asking.
Yeah.
So Amber, we're going to I feel like we worry, especially as women, that everybody knows this answer, or I'm the
Mhm.
only one that's feeling this way. Like we get in our own heads so much that I
I
just think
know.
that this is such a great tool.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. And we have a form, totally discreet. Literally, it's just a spot to put your question. That's it. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, and where are we going to have this form located?
In the description of the video.
Yay. Okay, perfect. So, first question. I've never been comfortable with sex. What is the best way to be more open and not so self-conscious?
I feel like we say this a lot.
Yes. We hear it a lot. We say it a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
You need to self-explore. Like
we
I
do.
feel that's such an important starting point. And if you
Yeah.
haven't been doing that, that needs to happen because you need to know what you like. You need to know what you're comfortable with. You need to kind of, so that you can then express that with a partner.
And you have to trust your own body, right? You
Mhm.
have to trust that your body is going to respond in a particular way. You have to know what you like. You have to know and be able to guide somebody as to what it is that does bring you pleasure. But one of the things that I always like to tell a client is, what are the parts of your body that you love? And then encourage them to highlight those parts, because I think that when we're highlighting what we love as opposed to focusing on what we don't love, it changes our mindset too. It kind of changes how we feel about what it is that's going on. So I think
Yeah,
that's
I love that.
probably a really good way. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just, you know, find a time, a space somewhere that you're comfortable. If that's your bedroom, if that's, in the evening, if it's in the morning after kids go to school, like whatever that might look like for you, find a space that you feel the most comfortable and start there too. Like,
Yeah. And if you're with a long-term partner versus a new partner, it's actually either. I think wearing your heart on your sleeve and just saying, hey, I'm not super confident. I'm not feeling um super sexy, or I'm kind of worried about your response. Wearing your heart on your sleeve humanizes you, a sleeve, every time.
yeah.
It humanizes you. It makes you approachable.
Mhm.
And most partners, whether they're brand new to you or not, they want to please, they want to provide, they want that to be a good experience for both of you. So, and if you've got a long-term partner and you haven't had that conversation, you need to, for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. And that brings us to our next question. So the next question is actually, why are most men so clueless when it comes to pleasing and keeping a woman happy in bed?
Yeah. Can we
I
just
I don't think they're clueless.
I don't think so either. I think so. I think you're right.
Mhm.
I think that we have a job to do, and that is to know our own bodies, which we just
Yeah,
said, and to give them a map. They just need a map,
absolutely. Yep.
right? So affirmative conversation, you'll hear us talk about this over and over again during all of this entire video series. Affirmative conversation. I love it when you touch me here. When you touch me here, I feel this way,
Yep,
as opposed to don't touch me there, especially
absolutely.
with a male partner.
Hmm.
Especially because what's going to happen is the second that you say, don't touch me there, ooh, oh, as soon as you do that, they are afraid. They don't
Yeah,
want to go back to that spot.
yeah,
They don't know what to do. They're frozen.
yeah.
So affirmative
They
conversation.
have lack of confidence too, just like we do. Like it doesn't go just one sex or the other. Like we all have
Yeah.
lack of confidence when it comes to different things. And
Yeah.
what worked with their previous partner that they think might work with you doesn't. So
No.
you really have to communicate with that with them. So it's not that they're
Yeah.
clueless. I don't think that's
No.
the case at all. I think it's
No.
just you need to tell them where to navigate, how to navigate your body. And
Yeah.
that's where the communication comes in.
I love that. You know what I call that? I call that a sex playbook.
Yeah, we're gonna have damn sex playbook.
Everybody needs to have a sex playbook. I know what my body likes. You know what your
Yep.
body likes. So when
Yeah.
we're communicating that to a partner, whether they're new or a seasoned person with us, because we might have explored ourselves and found something new that we like. So this is a great opportunity to add to the playbook. Share your sexual playbook with somebody so they're not going in dark. right?
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that's fair. And I think having a sex playbook is the way to go because, you know, it gives you room to explore
Yeah.
and they also feel confident in what you're willing to try. So it might just be a conversation that needs to be had. So we're with the guys on this one, right?
Definitely.
We're not calling out men being clueless. We're not doing that. We're saying, no, you know what? I think that if they're clueless, it means that there hasn't been enough conversation. Don't keep them in the dark. If they're clueless after the conversation, then they're going to need a little more hand holding or trade in. I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
Or trade in. Oh my God.
New
Moving on.
model.
What's our next one?
Okay, next question. Are we done with this one?
Yeah, we're moving on.
Okay, good. Okay, so the next one is what is the best way to improve your pelvic floor tone? Great
Oh,
question.
right. We have tools for that. And I mean, you could do your Kegels while you're sitting at a stoplight. Like you do not
I'm
need the
doing
tools.
it right now.
But the tools do help because it's like adding weights, right? So you go to the gym, you add weights, you add muscle tone. Our Kegel exercisers, you would insert, it's like a weight, and you're just holding that in 10 to 15 minutes a day. You clench it, you feel it, it forces you to do those Kegels, and that really helps tighten the pelvic floor. But there's other resources that you could definitely use.
Absolutely. First of all, using other toys and even vibration items, and then working those Kegels against those as well, just like Amber was talking about, like the Kegel exercisers. But another way, of course, is if you're really experiencing a tone issue or a muscle issue, there's pelvic floor therapists that you can see, talk to your doctor. You know, if there's something else happening there, that's going to be a great way to start to really figure out how that feels. Now, when you're doing that Kegel, it really kind of feels like you're tensing up your butt, right? So if you're feeling that, you'll know, right? You'll know that you're on the right track and you don't have to do a lot of them. And the other part about Kegel exercises is that they actually tone the belly area as well. So you're really exercising all
Toning
kinds
it
of
all.
areas on your body. So
Right.
it's kind of twofold. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's so many like now pelvic floor therapists are just becoming more and more common. So
Yeah.
definitely check those out. And we have one actually here in my city that does different seminars and stuff about different things around the pelvic floor health. So yeah,
Yeah, we do as
definitely
well. So
look for
that's great.
resources in your area.
Yeah, and don't ignore it. All right, because that's the other part is like, oh, I don't feel like it's very, you know, I don't feel like I can clench very well or whatever that looks like. Don't ignore it because it actually does not get better on its own. It
Yeah.
is, you just have to exercise your inside just like you do your outside.
And whether
We
you
need
had kids or not, it doesn't matter. You should definitely
that
be
is a
doing it.
very good point,
Yep.
Amber. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. All right. Our last
All right.
question today is how many times a week is it normal to have sex? Is it, is there a normal? Like, I don't
I
know.
know. Like I'm like,
What
what?
is normal?
Yeah. So there
I
isn't a
don't think
normal,
there
I
is.
believe. You don't think so either?
I don't think there is. No, there's no
No, me
normal.
neither. I think that what's normal for you is normal for you.
Yeah.
Now, if what's normal for you and what's normal for your partner looks different all the time, that's a problem, right? So that's going to be one of you has to be giving in or feeling like you're giving in. So then you have to work on why, what challenges are there? How can we bridge those challenges? How can we bring us together again? So, how many times a week that you're having sex, you know, it's up to you. If it's not a problem for you, it's fine. I don't
Yeah,
like to
exactly.
put
If you
a
you
label
and
on
your
that.
partner and or your partner don't have a problem with it, just keep doing
Good
what
to
you're
go.
doing.
Just keep doing what you're
Yeah.
doing. Exactly. Now, if you do have a problem with it, you know, you also can resort to your own devices. I strongly suggest that twice a day, whether you need it or not.
Like twice a day. Done.
Right?
Check.
But practicing masturbation is going to be a huge tool for you because you're
Yeah.
going to be able to again figure it, and it answers all of these questions again. It helps your body, it helps your brain, it helps your confidence, it helps everything. So making sure that you're taking care of yourself is going to be huge. But yeah, there's no normal. I'm not buying into
Mhm.
the normal conversation. Do I think it's healthy to have good regular sex? Absolutely,
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah,
absolutely.
me too. But yeah, there's no normal. So
No, no.
enjoy it.
But if again, I feel like if you feel like you want more, but you're not sure how to, what to, maybe you do not have a partner, maybe you do have a partner. I don't think it matters. I think that if you're thinking in your head that I'm not having sex enough, then you're probably not having sex enough
Mhm.
for you,
Yeah.
right? So yeah. Luckily we can take care of our own business, Amber. Hmm?
Right? Exactly. All right.
Totally.
Well, thanks so much for your questions, and be sure to drop them in the survey that we have. If you have any more questions, let us know. We love doing these Q&A segments. So yeah, stay tuned for more.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe.
And if you liked what you saw, make sure to like this video and leave us some feedback in the comments. Also, check our description for the link that you could get more details and follow us on other social media.